What if I told you that another version of yourself is living a completely different reality right now? Not just one, but countless versions. Some better, some worse, all existing simultaneously. Sounds like science fiction, right? But quantum physics already suggests that reality isn't singular. It's made of infinite possibilities. And the most fascinating part? These versions of you might be trying to reach out, sending signals, insights, and even influencing your choices without you realizing it. Maybe you felt it before, a déjà vu that's too vivid to dismiss, an intuition so strong it seems to come from somewhere beyond, or a dream so real it lingers as if you truly lived it. What if none of this was random? What if your consciousness was tuning into messages from a version of you that has already found the right path and is trying to guide you? These signs are real, but most people ignore them. The question is, do you know how to recognize when a parallel version of yourself is trying to speak to you? If the answer is no, it's time to open your eyes. In this video, you'll discover 7 clear signs that a parallel version of you is trying to communicate, and more importantly, how to interpret these messages to access your best reality. Pay close attention, because once you understand these signs, your perception of life will never be the same. Parallel realities and quantum physics. What if I told you that there are multiple versions of you living entirely different realities right now? Quantum physics doesn't just suggest this. It indicates that the reality you experience is merely one of infinite possibilities. Every choice you make, every thought that crosses your mind, determines which of these realities you access. And the most mind-blowing part? You have the power to shift paths at any moment. Imagine your life as an interactive movie, where each decision leads to a different ending. If you choose confidence and positivity, you align with a version of yourself already living a prosperous reality. If you choose fear and doubt, your vibrational frequency keeps you stuck in repetitive cycles. In other words, your mental state doesn't just influence your reality, it literally determines which one you experience. Have you ever felt like something was destined to happen? Or had the eerie sensation of reliving a moment? Science may call it coincidence, but these are actually hints that your consciousness is shifting between parallel realities. The key to understanding which one you align with? Your energy. And the good news is, you can learn to control it. But before we dive into how to tune into your desired reality, you need to understand something crucial about your connection with your alternate versions. Interconnection with alternate version. What if every thought you had was connecting you to a parallel version of yourself? Every decision, every emotion, even every doubt creates an energetic link with different realities. There are versions of you who made completely different choices. Some live in abundance and joy, while others struggle in ways you can't even imagine. The most intriguing part? These versions might be trying to communicate with you, sending insights that could change your life. Think about those sudden aha moments, those powerful gut feelings that come out of nowhere. Often, this isn't just your mind wandering, it's an echo from a parallel reality trying to guide you. Have you ever felt an inexplicable urge to change something, as if another you was whispering advice into your ear? This interaction happens all the time, through spontaneous ideas, intense emotions, or even dreams that feel too real to ignore. The question is, are you paying attention? Since every version of you is energetically connected, it means your consciousness can tap into the wisdom and experiences of these other realities. But this only happens when you're open enough to receive these messages. The good news? There are ways to strengthen this connection and absorb the knowledge from your highest self. However, before we discuss how to open this energetic bridge, Let's first recognize the most common signs that this communication is happening in your everyday life. Déjà vu and synchronicities as sign. Have you ever walked into a place for the first time and felt like you had been there before? Or met someone who felt strangely familiar, even though you were sure you'd never met? These experiences, known as déjà vu, may be far more than just brain glitches. They could be signs that your consciousness is slipping through the boundaries of parallel realities. When you feel like you've lived something before, it might be because another version of you has already walked that path. But there are even stranger clues. What about those uncanny coincidences that seem scripted? Seeing repeated numbers everywhere, hearing the same name over and over in different places, or receiving an answer to your thoughts at the perfect moment. These aren't random. These synchronicities could be your alternate self nudging you, reminding you that you're on the right path, or warning you to change course. The more you notice these signs, the easier it becomes to decode their messages. If these interactions are real, then your reality isn't as fixed as it seems. Your consciousness might be picking up fragments of other dimensions, trying to use them as a guide. But what if there was an even deeper way to access these insights? There is, and it happens when your mind is at its most receptive state. Your dreams. Dreams and lucid dreaming. What if your dreams weren't just random mental images, but portals to other realities? Many people have had dreams so vivid that they felt more real than waking life. Some of these experiences may actually be fragments of parallel realities, where another version of you is living an entirely different story. And the most astonishing part? These dreams often carry messages and guidance that could transform your life, if you know how to interpret them. Lucid dreaming is even more fascinating. When you realize you're dreaming and take control of the experience, you may be accessing a dimension where your consciousness moves freely between realities. Have you ever dreamed of a place you've never seen before, yet it felt familiar? Or had a conversation with someone who seemed to carry an important message? These encounters might be a parallel version of you trying to communicate. But is there a way to make these messages clearer? Yes. Techniques like keeping a dream journal, meditating before bed, and setting intentions before sleep can increase your chances of receiving profound insights. Many spiritual masters believe that by deepening your connection with your subconscious, you can receive direct guidance from your highest self. But what if these sensations weren't limited to dreams? What if you could feel them while fully awake? Feeling out of place and intuition. Have you ever felt like you don't belong, as if you were out of sync with your own reality? Like your life was meant to be different, but you can't quite explain why. This feeling might be more than just a passing thought. It could be a sign that a parallel version of yourself is trying to guide you. Sometimes, this sense of disconnection is accompanied by a strong intuition, an unshakable urge nudging you toward a different path. But where do these signals come from? Your intuition might actually be the voice of a version of you that has already achieved what you desire. It's that deep knowing, that inner whisper that keeps insisting until you finally listen. Have you ever felt an unexplained impulse to avoid a certain place, change your route, or make a sudden decision, only to later realize that it saved you from trouble or led you to an incredible opportunity? That could be an echo from your other self, trying to keep you on the right path. The key is learning to trust this subtle communication. So how can you strengthen this connection? The first step is becoming more aware of emotions and signs that seem to come out of nowhere. Practices like meditation, intuitive journaling, and visualization exercises can help make these messages clearer. The more you listen to your intuition, the stronger it becomes. But there's something even more powerful: your vibrational energy. If your frequency determines the reality you align with, then learning to control it could be the key to completely transforming your life. Vibrational frequency and energy alignment. Everything in the universe is energy, including you, and the vibrational frequency you emit determines the reality you experience. If you are constantly surrounded by negative thoughts, worries, and doubts, your energy aligns with versions of your life where those struggles intensify. But on the other hand, when you learn to raise your vibration, you start connecting with realities where everything flows effortlessly. The question is, how can you shift your frequency to align with your highest self? Practices like gratitude, meditation, and mental reprogramming are some of the most effective ways to shift your energy. When you focus on what you already have instead of what's missing, you send a powerful signal to the universe that you are ready to receive more. But this requires consistency. Many people give up because they don't see immediate results, but reality is shaped by repeated vibrational patterns over time. The challenge is maintaining the right mindset even before the results appear. This can be difficult, but that's exactly when transformation begins. However, raising your vibration doesn't mean ignoring challenges or pretending to be happy all the time. True energetic alignment happens when you acknowledge your emotions but choose to channel them into something positive. Small shifts in your daily routine, such as practicing mindfulness, visualizing your ideal life, and avoiding environments and people that drain your energy, make all the difference. But knowing how to align your energy is only part of the process. What truly transforms your reality is inspired action. And that action can be guided by direct messages from your parallel versions. Integrating messages from parallel version. If your consciousness is connected to alternate versions of yourself, then it's possible to receive valuable messages and insights from these realities. But how do you recognize these signs? And, more importantly, how do you act on them? Many times, these insights appear as inexplicable impulses, a sudden urge to change careers, a strong intuition about a decision, or even a deep desire to explore something new. These aren't mere coincidences. They are fragments of information from a you that has already walked this path and is trying to guide you. But recognizing the messages isn't enough. You need to take action. Imagine that a version of you has already found success, happiness, or purpose. That version knows what works and what doesn't. If you start feeling an intense pull toward a new habit, a change of environment, or a connection that didn't make sense before, it might be time to listen to that guidance. Techniques like intuitive journaling, asking your higher self questions before sleep, and deep meditative practices can help you decode these messages. The more you act on these inspirations, the clearer they become. And the most powerful part? When you start integrating these messages and aligning your actions with your most evolved version, your reality begins to shift drastically. Small signs turn into major opportunities, synchronicities increase, and you feel more aligned than ever before. But this transformation won't happen on its own. It requires your decision to trust these signs and allow your highest self to guide your next steps. The question is, are you ready to listen? If these signs have been appearing in your life, it means your reality is far more flexible than you ever imagined, and that you have much more control than you think. The real question is, will you ignore these messages, or will you start acting on them? The more attention you give to these signs, the clearer the guidance from your alternate versions will become. Perhaps that intuition you've been dismissing is actually the key to unlocking the life you truly desire. Now, let me ask you, how many of these signs have you experienced? Have you ever had a déjà vu too powerful to be mere coincidence? A dream so vivid it felt like a memory? Share your experiences in the comments. I'd love to hear your story. And if you're ready to go even deeper and learn how to manifest the reality you desire, check out the books The Secret and The Science of Getting Rich. You'll find the links in the pinned comment. These books are powerful guides to shifting your mindset and aligning with your highest energy. For even deeper insights, watch How to Talk to the Universe Correctly and Get an Answer. The video is linked in the card above. And if this video resonated with you, return the energy by liking, subscribing, and turning on notifications. And share this with someone who needs to hear it, because sometimes a single message is all it takes to awaken a new level of consciousness.